Well, I guess we can just roll through these and see how long it takes. I get the feeling you might be Sloan Cameron in this lobby. You lock that hero real quick. So yeah, we can run through these and see, if there's any vaguely vaguely comprehensible thoughts to get out of it. But yeah, I haven't got keybinds on this account. I'm on the account from playing ranked with Xavier and Chris. So hold up.
I still haven't set up on my like replay keybinds or spectating keybinds.
Yeah, it's like I would say it's important for being a lazy bastard. I think it's spectate toggle pause. I think it's this.
I just turn on the little bubbles and then I just top down view. I can't be asked to move around.
Yeah, I only do this just so that I can skip forward and backwards, and that's everything I think. So we'll get into it and we'll see what we can find, see if there's anything for you. But yeah, is your overall goal just to get better at tank? You just want to climb some rating, get better, and play on a team or something like that? Like, is there anything in particular, or really just watch it and find some notes
I
and get
think I
better?
just want to like my biggest issue is understanding what to do in the neutral because
Mm-hmm.
like on support it's much more like straightforward what you're doing in neutral. You're like packing your tracer, etc. But like with tank, I don't really know what I'm like meant to be doing.
Okay. Well, it always really depends on like like every single matchup. Your comp, their comp. Are you trying to focus on one hero in particular on the tank role? Like, are you Winston the whole way through this VOD, or do you play a bit of everything?
I play a lot of Winston, but I mean I play a bit of everything.
Okay, because Winston's a pretty good hero, to be honest, in terms of like giving you a wide range of different matchups that you can play into, and you can try to make it work. It can definitely be like a little more dependent on your support pick at times. Like, it's really really useful to have an Ana or something like that to help you out. Um, but it's a really good hero to like challenge yourself in terms of like your understanding of different matchups and whatnot. Like, or already like in the matchup that you've got here, like I feel as if there's like lots of opportunity for you to do things here, because they're playing like, if they have like Ana Kiriko as a support line, you can always like isolate one of the two supports, because like their supports are going to be pretty bad at peeling one another. You can always like isolate one of their two supports. So if you can like check their supports positions and see one's playing on one side and one on the other, then like it can be really good to like isolate them, and then the Kiriko has to TP over to you or something like that, or you can force the Kiriko shift. But just generally, like with Winston, you need to be able to think about the fact that you're not trying to win the game in one turn. Like you're trying to like force people back and make them like lose position bit by bit. You jump up, you get a little bit of zapping done, potentially you make them move away, and then you're going to your next block. It's like, even here, like this guy's got two conch mines, right? So like if you're trying to jump on a Junkrat and kill him first turn, like it's just unreasonable. There's like multiple turns to everything. Here you bobbled your tracer, that's cool. Like, she got trapped, so reasonable. And you can afford to, yeah, just come main and do some zapping. It's like 15 now, so you should probably be like, I don't know whether you are or you're not, but it's like 15 is past, so you should be pressing tab and checking their comp and trying to like scout out some of their positions. And I'd say overall here, like, the jump that you've made is totally fine, just to get some vision. I think from the position that you're in right here, there's a chance that you can split someone, right? Like what you're doing right now is like super super low value. As soon as you see that they've got this comp where these two supports, if you don't get slept, you can zap both of them at once. This Junkrat split from his team. You can like jump up to him and contest him. If you bubble trade like this, I think bubble trading with the enemy Winston is like exceptionally low value, because really, what are you doing right here? Like, you're not blocking a single player. The biggest value for Winston is that you can block more than one player with yourself and with your bubble. If you just bubble trade with a Winston, he blocks nothing, you block nothing. So if you have like full health and you drop down in main and you walked up and you jumped over to here, you jumped up to their Junkrat, you used your bubble in like the skill matchup to not get conked away, or you jumped up even to here, a little more dangerous, of course, but even to here, and put your bubble down and tried to block the supports and tried to take the skill matchup, juggling inside your bubble, dropping down onto the point, back jumping later. You've done so much more for your team, because you've blocked two players by blocking the supports, or you've made one player jump away from you and made one player turn and heal, right? But if you just take a front to back trade with their Winston and you use your bubble for like literally nothing, like you're not blocking a single player. He continues to zap you through the bubble. You're just going to have guaranteed no value for another like 12 seconds now. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that
I
the
think I play very scared because I'm very used to like just playing like Brig Lucio. So
mhm.
I don't really understand like when I can just like tank through stuff
Yeah, well, that's
a
the
little
thing
bit.
about these support matchups is like you really want to look at their supports and think like, can I pressure you right now? And if they don't have a brig, if they have Ana Kiriko, it's like obviously there'll be times where you'll jump backline and you'll get slept and you'll get one shotted because you fucked up and you got slept and the Kiriko headshots you afterwards. But overall, Ana Kiriko has a really hard time brawling with the Winston. You know, like if you're blocking those two and you're playing well around your bubble, it's really hard for them compared to playing into Ana Brig, where the Brig will just walk at you and you'll have so much
Yeah.
difficulty. But yeah, it's really important that you're looking at their support comp and you're thinking like, is this an easy matchup for me or is this a hard matchup for me to duel you? And in this situation, I'd say it's a pretty easy matchup. If you just fight their tank all the time, then their supports really get what they want. They just get to shoot their guns constantly. The Kiriko gets to do lots of damage or lots of healing. Like you're not going to win that front fight. And yeah, probably like the most important concept that you can try to visualize on Winston is like you want to keep players busy. You know, you want to have two players looking at you at all times. You win lots of 1v1s with different people. So if you see an individual person that can't get away from you, jump on them and kill them, right? Like you'll win a 1v1 versus most characters in the game. If it's a DPS or a support and they have no shift ability. But in these neutral fights, because you said that was where you're struggling the most, think about the maths of it. Think about the fact that you as one player can often block two. You know, you have a big fuck off bubble that they need to deal with, and you have a big fucking body that they have to walk through and either use cooldowns on, and you can juke with your bubble. So really like your neutral fight approach, when you're trying to farm, when you're trying to like find an opening for your team, see how many people you can block rather than I want to kill you with my first shift. All right, so now we're just chilling. You have like an opportunity at some point in this, because you're just waiting. You're just waiting. But as soon as you're shifting your bubble with both back up, you could just do the same thing as what you did before, pretty much. Like you could just jump back up onto the high ground. This would be okay, but a little bit risky. You know, like it's a bit of a risky jump. But just farm. You know, like you're waiting in the middle between fights. You want to help your Ana build up her nano boost. You know, like nano Winston is really good. Charging up a support ult is really high value. Jump up, poke trade with their Winston, you know, like because one of your team members is dead, you don't want to go blocking backline because you know, like you're not going to make a 5 versus 4 when you've only got 4 players. You know what I mean? So don't block backline right away when you're waiting for people. But when you're waiting for someone, you're a tank. You're not going to get magic picked, right? If you have all cooldowns, jump up and farm, do something, get some ult charge for yourself, get some ult charge for your Ana. Doesn't matter that you're feeding Doomguy his ult too, right? Like you've got to think a little bit selfishly about these fights. It's about how can I carry, how can I enable my team, and the best way for you to do that is to get some charge. I think this jump is like, you know, this is okay because it's up where the Winston was, but then you wind up kind of just needing to use your bubble for nothing. Like if you don't have, it's okay to jump up to stuff where you think players are, but ideally like you're jumping when you know that you're going to get jump pack damage on a player, when you know that you're going to force skills out of a player. What you wind up doing is just jumping into the empty space because you didn't actually have vision of the junk. You didn't actually have vision of anything, and then needing to use your bubble too. It's okay to jump and then to drop onto someone and use your bubble a little bit later. But if you just have these like habits where it's like, oh, I shift and then I must bubble, then that's probably not ideal. Like maybe it's because you were fighting the trace. So I'll go back a little bit and confirm it, but yeah. Because yeah, here I'd say that you had like lots of options. You know, like you saw their Kiriko like walking up in main. You could block her. You saw their Ana was all alone up here. You could jump up here. You could put a bubble down on her. She'll be out of the fight for a long time. But instead, you just jump into no man's land. Like blind jumps are generally a bad thing. You know, like a jump is good if you've got a tracer behind pinging where the enemy is, so you know where to go. But just blind jumping to space where this is actually like rather committal, that's generally pretty bad. Because it's a lot of risk. You're about to use all of your cooldowns. Your turn is now over, right? Like you have no cooldowns for 12 seconds. You'll have your jump, but no bubble, and your bubble's your most important cooldown. So I'd say don't jump blind onto stuff because your turn is really important, and you want to guarantee that you're actually getting value with that bubble. You already would have gotten more value if you literally just jumped to the ground to here, like when their Kiriko was swinging out wide on point, because then maybe you could juke around in your bubble. The Junkrat would come in, the Kiriko might have to TP away to their Ana, and then after the Kiriko has TP'd away to the Ana, her shift is longer than yours. Your next turn when you have bubble, you jump up to their backline, and then suddenly you get to block 2 again. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So really be super mindful of blind jumping because there's huge risk involved. If you don't know where the enemy is and you're blind jumping somewhere where you're going to have to commit your cooldowns, like you could just be wasting 15 seconds of your time. And that's what's happened here. So now at this point, you've got no cooldowns anymore. You might as well just jump to this tracer, jump back to where their Winston is, and yeah, just wait, really. Because like the position that you're in right now, you can't receive healing. Like no one can heal you up here. This would be good if your backline was up top, but they're not. So you probably have to jump back over to somewhere like here so that your healers can see you. But let's see what happens. Okay, this is fine. Get yourself healed up. Now you have another turn. Not a lot to say here other than that it's like, you know, I don't know if there's like a Numbani rework thing. I swear this nade angle was like non-existent before. Maybe I'm actually delusional, but I swear they've like changed the architecture of this a little bit. I feel like that nade wasn't so easy before. But anyway, it's happened like 2 or 3 times in the minute and 15 seconds that we've been watching this, but this nade looks really, really easy. You know, like their Ana can just sit in the safe corner in that corridor and nade here. So be mindful of that like when you're coming forward onto this corner trying to trade, that you're just getting naded over and over and over again. Like you need to kind of like sit in Africa in like a resting position until you're ready to like actually go for your push. I think as soon as you got naded, like the timing was hard to make the judgment. It's like you got naded and you jumped, but like the second you get naded or anything like that, like just don't go, you know, just back up and wait. And then once your nade is expired, once your health is full, then you can go, because there's really nobody that can poke you out from up here. They're playing Junkrat Tracer. So like there's no hit scan shooting you off the high ground. So really you can afford to chill and then dive with full condition. The other thing is that you're kind of, what did you actually jump to? You actually jump to? Maybe you're jumping to the Kiriko, so maybe that's totally fine. Yeah. I mean, you're trying to jump to the Kiriko. Something's going wrong with it. It's not a very far jump, but yeah, I think the intention here is okay. The problem is just that you're like kind of standing in the open for your setup, get naded, and then you know you've still jumped once you're naded. But the overall feedback here is basically just, you know, like this hero, it's cool to trade and to zap in all of the kind of pre-fight moments, you know, but anytime you're jumping somewhere committal, you need to do it on like full condition. You need to have like full health and full cooldowns. So if you're like greedy, peeking up in main, going for right click zaps, that's probably not synonymous with your actual jumping in and throwing down your bubble turn. You know, it's more like you jump out, you go for your greedy right click zap for a while, and then you back up, you get full health, you get full cooldowns, and then you go again. Does that make sense? You're kind of like you're merging the 2 steps, and that means that when you jump in, you're not on full health, you don't have full condition anymore. So you got to be really cautious of that. The other thing is that, like, you know, regardless of whether or not you're selling, regardless of whether or not you're getting shot out before you jump, be quiet, phone. I don't need that. Regardless of whether or not you're actually getting poked out, when you do these like long range zaps, like the right click zaps across, you're just making it really, really obvious where you are and where you're going to go. You know, it's like you're staring down your target and they're looking at you. Like a high level Winston, they surprise the enemy with their jumps, you know? Like if the enemy Ana can watch you walk up to here and then and watch you jump from here to here, she has like full vision of your walk and you never surprise her. If you jump from down here from this corner, she couldn't have watched you until you're kind of already there. And the angle to hit the sleep is a little bit more awkward because it's not right in front of her, you know? Like, I'm not saying that this is an astronomical difference in this exact situation, but it's like, you're going to get more done if the enemy doesn't know where you're coming from. You're going to get more done if you're surprising the enemy and going kind of quickly. But if you're standing here staring at their Kiriko for 5 seconds, zapping her with your right click so she knows to look at you and knows that you're coming, you know, like you're staring her in the eye, then of course she's going to react. Of course she's going to walk backwards and put some more distance between you and her, right? But if you jump up and the first thing that she's feeling is you hitting the jump pack damage and the melee on her because she wasn't looking at you, because you weren't standing in the open poking her in advance, your jump will find more value. Does that make sense? Like this hero is heavily rewarded for kind of surprising people a little bit. I'm not saying that you should be crouching around the map like a jackass, but you get value from the enemy team not being ready to react to your jump. All right, next fight. All right, we're at like 65. This is okay, but again, like same situation with the bubble trade, you know? Like you're bubbling someone that he has shift. He has shift while he's standing there jerking off in front of your whole team. So this bubble now, like all you've really accomplished is you've meant that you can't do anything for another 12 seconds. You need to be very, very mindful with your bubbles. You need to think about how your bubble is the most valuable tool to keep you alive and to block the enemy team's healing or to block the enemy team's damage in the whole game. So if you use a bubble like this, a bubble trade on a Winston, if you were jumping him and he was 200 HP before you jumped and you knew that, then sure, this is reasonable, right? Because maybe you're going to block the clutch heal, you're going to kill him. But if you're jumping a full HP Winston and just throwing down your bubble, like literally what's the point? You're accomplishing nothing other than shutting down your own ability to go forward. You could have done that same jump, made him back jump, and then jumped again after him and had your bubble up. But instead now you just have to jerk off. Same kind of setup jump. Now you've got Nano as well, but you need to you should check your Ana's position more. I think when you come up into all of these positions, I don't think I've really seen you like looking back at your supports at all. You're playing Winston. This hero is so dependent on like where your supports are in order to keep pocketing you through certain situations and stuff like that. You need to like, you jump up into a position like this. Again, this is like an easy pre-fight position where you're not really getting poked much, but you are getting poked. Like the Tracer's shooting you. I think the Kiriko might be shooting you. Like people are shooting you up here. You need to check your backline's position. If you're, do you comm in these games or no?
Fuck no.
Okay, all right, no comms. That's cool though.
Not unranked.
That's fine. That's fine. You just need to check your backline's position. You really need to look at your supports because if you're in a position like this, and like you start hugging the right wall and then the Ana can't see you and it all becomes more awkward and you're just like not sure what's going on, like why you're not getting the healing. Like it's an extremely important habit that you like just flick it back to where your supports are and look again and again. Like you need an understanding of where your supports are to play this hero. All right, so here you're chilling, fire's coming. Yeah, I mean maybe there was room for a back jump or a bubble somewhere in there. It looks like the bubble came and went with the wind. But yeah, maybe there was room for a back jump somewhere in there, but I guess we'll never know. I think you know, like here their tire was okay. You could have jumped away from it. It is what it is. You're kind of waiting for your I think your team at this point is just waiting for like their nano blade turn, but yeah. You have primal as well, so maybe I can ask you like I can ask you like what your thinking is before I actually see what you do. What do you think you're supposed to do in this fight, like this upcoming fight? Like, how do you think about this in the game? What's going through your head at this moment?
I mean, I'm thinking I probably need to force some cooldowns from the Ana, so that they can't fuck up my blade.
Okay, so you're thinking about like the old you are thinking about like the nano blade in this moment.
Yeah.
Okay, because yeah, like for you, you know, your highest value thing that you could do is probably to jump on the Ana to make sure that she can't hit the sleep. You can just block the Ana out of the game. You know, you can jump up to top right. Again, you can walk up in main. Like you're never doing this. You're like always staging from here. You can walk up in main and jump from this corner. You know what I mean? Like you don't always have to jump from the same vertical plane as where the enemy is. You can jump from literally anywhere. And jumping from these low ground corners, it's an easier way to juke the sleep at times, you know, like because your path is shorter. You don't have to come flying like a parabolic arc through the air, you know, like you can come through here, they can't scout you, bang, you're there, and you're here in half a second. But you could jump here, you could put your bubble down on the corner, you could try and primal the Ana, you could do whatever you want. But I think, you know, what you said at the start, that's reasonable, that's a good start. Let's see what happens, let's see how it plays. Alright, Nano's out. Alright, your Genji got slept. I think just too much indecision. Let's see it. I'm just gonna witness a primal. I mean, this is good. Like, I mean, you got the hands. You've got the hands, but you've just trolled the game. I think, in the sense that the issue comes like all throughout here. So you're on a press Z, you're on as like my ultimate's charged, you know, like you know the nano blade is coming soon. You're up here. You now have your primal rage, basically. Like from this point onwards, you should just be setting up to jump backline to get that block on the supports. But instead, you're just like here on the high ground, poking. You're doing the same thing that you were doing before, where you're like long range poking with your right click. Winston's right click zap is good sometimes, yeah? But like, it is the most unfavorable trade in the entire game. Like, if anyone shoots their gun at you on any character, they're going to do more damage to you than you do to them. Like, you understand that, right? That the right click zap on Winston is extremely shit at doing anything other than like completely pointless poke. And if someone is shooting back at you, then they're probably doing more with it than you're doing with your gun. Does that kind of line up with your understanding? Yeah. So right here, like you're 99% on Primal Rage, right? Like maybe you're trying to get that last 1% or something, but you're taking so much fucking damage for that 1%. You're going to get that 1% doing like literally anything. Like you can walk forward into their Winston and press left click for half a second, you will get it. You can jump onto their Ana and do 0.01 second of damage and you will get it. You can jump onto their Junkrat on point, make him conk away, you will get it from literally him flying away like 2 ships in the night. Like you will get it. Like everything that you could do will get it. But the big problem is that like you keep coming up to this same position again and again and again because you must have it, you know, you must have it in your head that this is a good position. This is where Winston's staged from. And that's true to an extent. But you also need to look at the other positions that you can be taking, right? Like if you come down here, then the Ana can no longer nade you. If you come down here, then the only person that can actually shoot you is someone swinging up on these corners to shoot you in main, which means that they're peeking your team in main, right? Like if you come low ground is inherently, you know, maybe not the best, right? But the only people that can shoot you are people that need to take risk to peek you. If you come up onto the high ground, onto the same plane as them, then their Kiriko can play all the way back here, doesn't have to peek anyone, can still shoot you. Their Tracer can play pretty safe, not have to peek you. There's a huge difference between being on the same vertical plane as people and being on a different one. And like even though like because they're all on high ground, there's like low key an advantage to coming on the ground in the sense that like they need to take risk to peek you. They need to take risk to poke you out. So if you staged from the low ground, you could easily get this jump onto this Ana. You could easily make these people come forward and peek. And then once they come forward and peek, you can just jump them. Like if their Kiriko peeks the corner, then you can jump her then. But if she's playing all the way back here, like you have to jump so fucking far to do anything. And you're taking all this damage. Like you're taking an absolute beating on the way in. Because where you wind up jumping to stage for the fight, it's where they can all see. They can all see this. Their Ana can nade here easily. Their Kiriko can poke you. Like they have all the options in the world. So yeah, here like you just AFK for so fucking long, you get poked for ages. Really, it's just like it's a big ult fight. Like you should be looking to get in and like block someone, do something valuable. You don't necessarily need to get on the Ana. You can get on anyone, but you keep coming top. Like I would like to see you try come bottom, try jump the Junkrat on point. Even like again, because like you have Primal, right? So like you can jump that Junkrat, put a bubble down on him. Maybe he conks away. Maybe they counter nano him. You pop the Primal, you go for someone else next. You know, like you have so many options, and you're exhausting absolutely none of them because you're just jumping to nothing here on the top right. This is an okay staging angle, but like, where's your next jump? Where's your actual valuable, impactful jump? And I'm just not seeing that. Like, by the time that comes out, the fight is already halfway over. Your Nanoblading Genji is already fucking sleeping in the hallway. So you've missed your chance. You've missed the best chance. Anyway, you got value with your Primal, but maybe are you full health? Maybe you're not full health. Maybe you're gonna cap.
No, we didn't get full health.
Okay. Alright, yeah, your Genji came back and just went into the fucking state and took everyone, so. Another little jump to nothing, just for a treat here. A jump to nothing and a bubble for nothing. That's, yeah, I would kill you with a gun.
Listen, man, I've seen your Ana.
Yeah, I reckon I could do better, just quietly. Anyway, fucking this jump here again is just dog shit because like you're jumping on a nothing. You can't see anyone. You have to bubble for nothing. Like you want to not take damage, take one step behind the cart and stand behind the cart. You know, like you just use your most valuable cooldown for absolutely nothing. Like you need to have an understanding that these cooldowns are so fucking valuable. Like if you jumped up onto this high ground where this Junkrat was and then zapped him a little bit and put your bubble down here, then suddenly your bubble is blocking 1, 2, 3 players. They have to come in to contest. They can't get any healing. You're blocking people. You can still back jump to your team. You can pressure people. You do this from here. All you can do is Winston right clicks. And nobody needs this bubble. This bubble isn't blocking anyone. This bubble is just keeping you safe while you already have cover. So like really your cooldown value, your bubble value needs to go up by a factor of like 10 million. If you get trapped here, alright. Nice jump pack damage though. You got one. This bubble, it's still shit. It's still shit, but at least it's like 1% better, right? Because at least like if someone wants to come onto the point, you know, half of the bubble is good, right? Like they, you know, like you're halfway to blocking the choke or something like that, right? So this is halfway there. You know, you almost found value for the first time with your E button, almost. Let's not get ahead of it. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here, but like you almost found value. All right, and now put your bubble down on point for no reason. Come on.
This is just flaming. This is toxic.
You'll live. All right. Okay, so now you're finding value. Fire's gone.
Oh no, I forgot.
Okay, all right. There's no comment there. You know, it can happen. Oh shit! You killed someone else here.
It happens.
Yeah, no, don't have those KR level genetics for Winston. It can happen. All right, so you somehow killed their junk right here. Like he's just right here. There you go. No E press required either. Your Winston movement was way too advanced, so he didn't even do any damage to you, really.
You like the long strafe?
Yeah.
Into the wall?
It's perfect. He was just waiting for the counter strafe. It completely threw him off guard. Alright, what you're doing here is okay, low value, but you haven't used cooldown yet, so it's totally fine. You can like, you can press the advantage here. Like you can press the advantage. You're still doing this like long range zapping shit. Like you just killed their Junker, right? Like you know that someone is like a little slow. Like they're not back in the fight yet. Their Winston is up here. Their supports are underneath. Like you see this situation, you should be thinking like, their supports are all down here. I don't know if you actually think this when you're in the game, but if you see the supports down here, you should be thinking this motherfucker can't get healed. This motherfucker cannot be here. This is banned space right now. If my team can't heal me, if you jump this guy, it's like a 1v1, right? But it's not a 1v1 because you've got a Zen in main. Where the fuck is your other support? Where is your Mercy? Your Mercy's up here too.
Yeah, we have Mercy, and you'll notice that I don't think I got I think I got like 4 seconds of heal beam this entire map from her.
Yeah, well, so if you got Mercy Zen, that's tough. But either way, like you see this Winston right now, you're going for long range right click zaps. You should be jumping at this Winston. You should be making this Winston run away to fucking Timbuktu because he has no supports, and you have all your supports. You have your whole team. You've got your Tracers here, your Echoes above you, your Mercy's above you, your Zen is on cart, which means he will very soon be with you as well. You should be forcing out this Winston right away. You're zapping him long range, but like you're the one with the advantage right now. You're the one with the advantage. You're still doing these long range zaps, but like you should be looking to force people out. Now, here you shouldn't counter jump this guy, I don't think. In my not so humble opinion, I think that again, this is a situation where it's like you can be playing the game of like blocking versus basically like you're just looking at the first guy and doing that. But you were up here on this high ground right now. Let me run it back. Let me try and articulate this a little bit better for you. Okay. You find yourself here, and their Winston comes into your team. If your Winston jumps onto the cart, he's basically taking a 4 versus 1. You know what I mean? If you have this high ground position, the enemy team has to walk up in main to help their Winston, to help the cart fight. Like, it is guaranteed that either their Ashe, their Ana, their Kiriko, someone is going to have to walk up to like here. And once they walk up to here, they're in the fucking danger zone. They're in the zone where you can drop on their heads, put your bubble down, and then you haven't had to use your shift to get right on top of them. And because you're in this perfect situation where you have both cooldowns, you know, you have your shift, you have your bubble, and you're 87% on primal, you can like 1v9 their backline. Like you can block their backline for such an unbelievably long time. So when their Winston does this and he jumps past his whole team, you shouldn't even be dropping off top yet, you know? To be here on this corner is okay, but it's not really necessary because you should just be thinking like, I'll let my team kill this Winston, you know? I'll let my team deal with this guy because this guy is coming in like 1v9. I'm going to block everyone else. I'm going to play here on this corner. I'm going to play up here on this high ground. And when their Ashe comes forward to try and fight my team, when their Ana comes forward to try and heal, I'm going to drop in. I'm going to put my bubble down here. And then you can just do everything by yourself. You know, these people all the way back here, they do nothing, right? So you don't need to be here yet. Your back jump on the Winston, he might just die. Like everything that I said here, this is like let's call it the good. It's the good. Yeah, let's call it the good player theory, right? But this guy's probably dead no matter what because he jumped into 4 people. Yeah. So this guy did wind up dying, and your bubble wound up helping too. But the thing is, your bubble would have had the exact same impact here, right? Like if you were blocking backline properly, if you were actually stopping everyone from walking forward, then no Kiriko heals, no Ana heals would have made it through the choke, and you would have been zapping backline, and you would have primal. Does that make sense? and your Tracer probably,
Yeah.
your Tracer also wouldn't be dead. Like, the same outcome would have occurred with their Winston dying, but your Tracer wouldn't be dead because you would have been blocking people correctly. You would have been doing max value and dropping down into the choke where your bubble can basically block everything, playing inside that bubble, and then be willing to commit the primal as well, you know? Like, you dance in and out of your bubble, you zap, you zap, you zap, you jump, you primal after your jump, you know? Like, you have all the tools right now because you're so close to this, you had both cooldowns, and you had the position. You started up top. So really, all the cards are in your hands. You've just gone for the... I mean, you're probably going to win this fight, right? So I'm calling it the low value option, but, you know, Again, you're doing the same thing. You're doing the same thing where you're playing at range and you're charging up your right clicks and you're zapping them and you're zapping them and you're zapping them. After you got that kill on the Winston, you should jump back up here. This is really basic fundamental quality of Winston that you need to learn. You don't always need to jump on your enemies. The only thing even better than jumping on your enemies is dropping on your enemies without using your jump. If you play up here, if you play up on this high ground, you can get healed by your Mercy, you can get healed by your Zen, and the enemy team cannot shoot you out, which means that you can drop onto the people that walk forward without using any skills. And that's the ideal situation, right? Because then you can be as greedy as you want. You can zap and bubble wherever and whenever you want, and you will always have your shift to jump out or to jump further in and keep going. So if you reset back to the cart, you just take that option away from yourself. You only have one way to go, and it's to shift forward. If you drop forward, it's much, much better. So you should always be looking for high ground positions like this, where the cart is going to roll underneath you, or where the enemy team's backline has to walk underneath you, because that's max value. That's Winston that actually carries the game, is when you don't have to use your cooldowns to get on the enemy. So if you jumped up here, you could kill two birds with one stone. Does that make sense? Do you understand that? Because this is something probably the most valuable thing you can understand today, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay. And you'll find these positions on every map. Like, all right, so now you're jumping up top. Now you're getting in a better position. Yeah, it can happen. It can happen. You're trying to poke out the Tracer. You're blocking backline a little bit. This is good. Right now, this is good. This is really good. You know, there's 1, 2, 3, 3.5 players on you. I mean, if this guy stays, then it's 4. But you're blocking heaps of people. So if your team can't win the 1v4 with the Tracer, then there are some... I've got some choice words for your team. I got some choice words for your team.
Yeah, this primal.
Yeah, this primal was. I mean, this primal was arse because, like, your health is fine, no? Like, you had shift too, I think. That's... Yeah, no, I mean, this is just, like, absolute cracker territory, to be honest. Like, the thing about this is that, like, when you're popping this primal right now, like, their Ana's not dead right this second, yeah? Your bubble still has health. Your bubble still has health. You have 3 seconds on your shift. You can get another shift up. You can milk your own health bar, and then you can primal afterwards. You know what I mean? What's the point of primaling on 599 health? Waste their time. Waste all of their resources. Make them break your bubble. Make them shoot your health to 200, and then pop primal. Press shift again if you can, you know, if you have the opportunity, but you need to treat your health as a resource, and you know that Primal Rage is going to replenish your health to full × 2, right? Like, you're going to get 1200 HP or whatever it is when you pop Primal. So it's so...
1300.
Even more, there you go. It's like, so this is so wasteful. Like, you're popping Primal Rage on 500 and something HP with a bubble still up. Like, you could be wasting so much more time. Their Ana, their Ashe, their Kiriko, they could all be wasting unbelievable amounts of time on you. But instead, you're just giving that all away. You're just popping Primal, and all that aggro that you could have drawn, gone. You could make them think that they could kill you, and then you could Primal at the end. You could just force them to waste more time on you. Because, again, even if you don't get a kill with your Primal Rage, if you make 3 people shoot you for 10 seconds... your 4 jackasses will just win the fight on point. Like, you will just win the game. If you are wasting people's time for 10 seconds, even if you don't get a kill, you will win the game, because you'll win the fight on cart, and you will push the cart through the objective. That's the truth about it, where maybe you get to, like, the real high level and, you know, you need to get kills with these things. But if you can waste 3 people's time and not die, and you've wasted as much time as you possibly can, you've done your job.
Yeah, I usually get kills. My primal mechanics are the only thing I'm really good at.
Yeah, I mean, you will still get those kills, right? Like, if you continue to waste their time. It's just, you know, you got to build up those habits. So here, I mean, what is it? Is this a 2v3? Who's still alive? Yeah, this is
2v3.
Yeah, okay, there you go. Yeah, your Mercy gets the res, your Echo dies in the process. Yeah. Look, I mean, to be honest, like, for how you played that stall situation, like, you know, I mean, how you played that 2v3, like, it's whatever, right? Like, there's nowhere else you should have jumped. You jumped on the Tracer, you put your bubble down on card. All of that was extremely reasonable. The min-max for you is the fact that, you know, when you were blocking backline, you could have dropped in from the high ground. And then when you primal raged when you still had your bubble up and you had basically full HP. So you need to milk your health bar way more before you pop primal, because you're just gonna waste people's time better that way.
Yeah, I think a lot of the time I think of primal much more of a blade than just like a health reset.
Yeah.
When most of the time it's the opposite. But I just watch Gushue highlights every fucking day, and I'm just like, I can do that.
Yeah, don't take that bait. Don't take that bait. That guy's not human.
Hey, it works sometimes.
No, I mean, it's like
pretty good mechanics.
No, it's definitely good to get kills with the ult, right? Like, there's no downside to being good with primal rage. It's just, you know, like there's so much value that you can get simultaneously.
Yeah.
So just be mindful of the fact that, you know, you can do both. You can do both. You can hit a Gushue primal and waste lots of people's time. For example, like, the reason that it was so good to waste people's time there is because of where the cart was. You know, like, the cart was like a meter away from being pushed over the line, which means that if they waste time on you, you are actually just going to win the game by capping the point. You know what I mean? But if it's like a totally different situation and for some reason you're blocking the backline over here when the cart has like 30 meters to push, it's no longer ideal to waste their time. You know what I mean? Like, you're using an ult to not get anything in exchange. You're getting cart push, but you're not getting the cap. So, like, in that situation, it's better to just play for whatever gets you the kill. But if you can force a 3v1 and the enemy team simultaneously has to touch the point, that's more value. It kind of depends on the situation. But in the situation we were talking about, it was definitely max value would be wasting their time. You're on Wrecking Wheel, which is like I don't even know.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure I did nothing for like a full minute and a half, and then we got held here.
Yeah.
I don't really care about my ball. I'm not great at it, and I don't really plan on being great at it.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe I'll just 2x through this one. You have genuinely not done very much up until this point. Let's see if anything changes about that situation. Oh, you're getting blocked up top. Yeah, I mean, like, the thing is, it's a hero where it's like, you know, you can get in behind, you know, you can get in behind, you can make some people chase you, but like, if you ran around the left hand side, you know, it's like you saw their Winston and their Tracer up top. Maybe you just swing around to the left hand side, you try and go backline, you slam backline, you run away, but like, whatever, like, you just kind of played main side, didn't really do anything, never made anyone turn around. If no one ever has to turn around for you, then it's probably a bad thing on this hero. This is a hero that's like really important that you constantly have people turning and chasing and stuff like that, which is why it's so easy to feed on it. Because it's like, if you just play main, you do nothing. If you just flank all the time and it's really obvious, then like a Tracer chases you around the map and you do air as well. So it's really difficult to find that kind of middle ground value, but that is the essence of it, is that you just need to draw more people's attention. I'm interested to see the defense here on the Winston, because, you know, this is where, as a defender, you get to apply a little bit more of that principle of like, I'm going to sit on high ground and I'm going to drop on the supports that walk underneath me. But I get the feeling that you're going to drop before the supports walk underneath you, if that even
I'm
occurs.
definitely much happier with how I played on defense.
Okay.
If I remember.
Is the other code a Winston code as well?
It's Orisa and Winston.
Okay.
I think.
I think you could have killed that, to be honest, but
We did kill it.
yeah, I mean, I'm like, you know, like you.
Yeah, I'm not really a stat pattern. I'm a very selfless player.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe you don't want to get slept, you know? Maybe you don't want to chase that. This is the time, you're out of ammo as well, actually, because you were zapping so much. You're out of ammo, so, yeah, it can happen. You're such a right-click zapper, though. Holy shit! Like,
I'm a right-click merchant.
Yeah, you gotta put that away. Your left click is a lot better than your right click.
I never played Monkey in Overwatch 1, so I'm very used to.
No, you're like way overcompensating. Like when you were up here, let me show you. Like if you start getting in left click range of someone, like you should like never be pressing the right click again, you know, like unless they shift away from you. So like here, you know, like when you jump this, you know, you just jumped her, like start holding left click right now. And keep holding left click, you know? But you like swap to the, I guess this isn't the end of the world. This one isn't the end of the world. But here, like you saw the tracer recall, you see her up top, you saw her health bar, like you're still just fucking right click, right click, right click, right click. You're perma-charging your right click. It's good to charge a right click when you're like around a corner or something. But fuck, you're right clicking so much. All the time. And then like, because you're right clicking so much, like you don't have any left click ammo, you know? Like you're running out of ammo at different points.
I just feel useless when I'm sitting around and not like zapping anything.
Yeah, no, I get that. And I mean, it's still fine to right click. But God, you know, like there you go. Juno's gone for it. Now you can sit inside. This is fine. These are reasonable. Yeah. Alright, you've got some pretty nasty traces here.
Okay, yeah, I would love to give me credit for that.
Yeah, I mean, well, I would just love to hear what this bubble was for, like just between you and me. Like, I would genuinely love to be the fly on the wall, discovering what that bubble was for. But you know, now you can't push because you've used bubble number 10,015 for nothing. It's just like a bubble for your Genji to poke. I guess. It's okay, like, you know, you've got time this time around, right? Like they're probably not going to push in the next 12 seconds, so like this is kind of okay, like to be honest, because nothing's going to happen for a few seconds here. But like you know, your bubble's about to come off cooldown, so you're probably just going to put it down here on this high ground for nothing, you know?
I think I jumped their monkey and bubble, or no, I jumped their echo here.
God.
Yeah. Okay. This next bubble's good if I remember correctly.
Let's go back a little bit. Let's look at like the situation that we're in, because I think this is a good time to talk about it maybe. This is one of these situations where it's like, you know, there's potential for you to pull them in and then go on someone that comes up in main, you know? Like this guy can't really push much further past the corner that he's on right now. Your Bastion, he's given himself away, but like if you watch them and pull them in, then you can jump and do something. So, you know, here maybe you could be jumping over to that Juno Echo, but like putting your bubble down on the Juno and the Echo and making them back up.
Yeah.
But instead you're like full back jumping back to your team. So like you're not forcing these people out. You're not forcing a skill out of these people right now. Their Winston has already like kind of gone forward. So he's probably, you know, you're not going to like jump on him and force him out. That's not really your job. But you see squishies like this in a position like where they were, I think I went back too far. Yeah. You see squishies like this. Standing here. Like, they're asking for you to jump on them. They're asking for you to jump on them and put your bubble down. You can jump here, you can get jump pack damage on one, maybe two of them, and you can put down your bubble and make them shift away. Like, it's going to be really hard for them to collapse in on you and kill you, because you're still in line of sight of your team. You're still in line of sight of your Ana. Still in line of sight of your Weaver somewhere, wherever the fuck your Weaver is. Yeah, like your Weaver's right here. So you can jump here, get help, put your bubble down, and slow down their push. If you just back jump to nothing, then you are doing nothing, right? Like you're not forcing anyone to move anywhere. You're not forcing a skill out. You're not pressuring anybody at all. So that's a problem. The alternative option you had here is, because you're up here on this top right-hand high ground, there's a universe where you could drop on their Ana and just start zapping her and bubble her. But because the Echo is right here, I would not particularly recommend that, you know? Like you try and drop on top of an Ana's head in main, and there's an Echo watching you, like you're going to get a face full of stickies and she's going to chase you and she's going to kill you. So you'd be much better off displacing these players from the high ground, making them shift away, making them drop down, slowing their push that way. But this back jump is like the lowest value jump you could make. And again, because you were being greedy and peeking, like you're peeking with the right click on the corner, you're peeking with the right click on the corner. Look how much damage you take, right? Like you got put to almost half health from a bunch of Echo stickies. What was more valuable, that 1% ult charge that you got from zapping someone with your right click, or the fact that you completely lost your turn because you got stickied and panicked? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not good to be sticky. Alright, and now you're probably going to back jump again. Alright, masterclass.
Yeah.
You could jump back line right now and kill their whole team. You're 95% on primal, you have a nano boost, you have bubble coming up again.
I think I do.
You could jump their Honor and kill their whole team.
Oh.
Is this you killing the whole team?
Well, what am I supposed to do if I'm asleep, brother?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, like you said, you said you killed their whole team, but like I feel like I was lied to a little bit there. Like your Bastion, your Genji killed their whole team, but you were a part of it. You know, you contributed. You did the.
Their Ana is a part of their whole team.
All right. You
And
killed,
it's a team game.
You killed 1 of 5. Congratulations on your 5th of a scalp. Alright, and now their Nano Monkey is about as good as your Nano Monkey, so that's cool. You should maintain this position again. Do not, speaking to future Sloan Cameron here, do not back jump on this fucking Winston. Do not back jump on the Winston.
Sure
Wait for someone to walk up in main, wait for someone to do something, and then drop on them and block them with your bubble, or jump on them and block them with your bubble. Do not back jump them, Sloan Cameron.
No, I wait and then I see their echo.
You jump
this and then no, wait, watch. Just watch. Oh, I blocked the nade and she dies. That's just peak Winston gameplay right there.
Okay.
Doesn't get much better than that.
All right, so you gave up a lot of position doing this. You helped with the kill on the echo, but you actually allowed both of their supports to do this too. Maybe they're in an orbital race, so maybe there's not a lot you can do to stop that. Let me get a top down on that real quick. Okay, so like when you jumped onto their Winston, something you could have done is like right this second, you could have been dropping on both supports and zapping both supports. And if you're doing that, that's pretty fucking high value. That's you blocking both supports. They might just be able to push through you because they've got the orbital ray and that hero is that ult is like extremely strong. But again, like you back jumped onto an echo in the sky that had copy, like. You did kind of do a lot, to be honest, because you blocked the copy nade in the air, you know, and that's valuable as fuck. Like that's actually really good. But your general approach of like what could I do in this fight to carry the game? It probably would have been dropping on these two and blocking them, stopping them from pushing forward. Because you just think about like the by the numbers game that we're trying to play on Winston, where it's like I always want to be keeping 2 people busy at once. Their supports are walking in main right now. You can block 2 players and just be 1 person doing that. So I think there's big potential for value in that. And maybe you could have kept your Ana alive as well. Like your Ana's dying to the Tracer right now, but your Ana's dying to the Tracer, the Ana, and the Juno. And like the Ana and the Juno wouldn't even exist if you just dropped on these people. So I think definitely worth considering, you know, like backlines are walking underneath you. You don't always need to jump. You can literally just drop on them and you can start zapping and you can put your bubble down whenever it feels right. Not saying that you played this atrociously because, you know, you did jump the echo and block the nade and all that. But whether or not you're going to win this fight, well, maybe you do. There's only 2 minutes left on this VOD, so I guess you did win the fight.
Yeah, I think you get steamrolled after this.
Oh, you
or
get
we
rolled?
full hold. I forget.
Oh, okay. Oh no, you're gonna get.
Every
rolled.
game just like.
It's a big.
No, I think
mess.
we hold them on second. I don't know. I can't remember honestly.
Yeah, there's 2 minutes left. There's 3.5 minutes on the clock, so I reckon you lose.
I don't think any of this was like really valuable material for review. This was just like.
Well, maybe we can start Oasis if you want.
Shit.
I mean, look, I'll try and get through
Yeah.
it, but I can go a couple of minutes over because you know you gave me the Oasis code. I start with someone else at 4 o'clock, I think. So like I've definitely got to be like well and truly done by then. But right,
Yeah, I don't know what that is in American units.
45 minutes.
All right, yeah. I mean, no, I more mean just like this is just kind of like the same shit as like the entire rest of the code. It's just sort of the same slop.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, here, this whole area of the map is a little bit awkward for Winston. Like, once the card is pushed back a little more and you can like use these high grounds better, it's better space for Winston. But this corner right here is not particularly good for Winston. Like, it's good if you can dive deep, not good if you're playing on the back foot. Back jumping here is like somewhat reasonable because you actually can't get anything done aggressively in main, so this is okay.
And then I think I zapped his primal for like 20 seconds or something.
Yeah. Same situation where it's like it's one of your Genji blade fights. He appears to be going deep, you appear to be going backwards at the same time. Zapping people's primal, you know, broadly, pretty low value maneuver though, so nice. You know, you're chasing for kills, you've got time. No need to get overzealous with it, you can just wait now. You wait for your supports. You've not waited for your supports, you got a little overzealous, you're dead as a result, so that's on you. You're 99% on primal too. I'd be ecstatic about that. But yeah, like you
Luge special.
Yeah. Well, it's like you got the tank trade. There's no longer any pressure to go fast, you know? You killed their tank. There's one fight left on the objective. Like no matter how you approach this fight, there's one fight left on the point. Your goal should be to not throw the game from this point onwards. You know, just slow clear stuff. Don't throw the game. Unfortunately, you made the throw the game decision, which is sometimes this is the way things are. You've received the world's best nano boost.
I didn't know what to do with this. I sort of just like jumped in.
Yeah, you don't have a choice. You just got a nano boost and spawn. So there's nothing for you to do here. Here, any ideas as to where I might tell you to play?
Top left.
Yeah, just, you know, general position to stage. You can play up here. If they don't poke you out, you can drop on their backline for free and still have your shift up. So like, you know, maybe not the best time for it right now as your Weaver is dead, your Honor's about to die, you have a nano boost rolling on you, and the game is about to end. But just general position thing, you know, you jump up here, you sit up here, you rest, you drop in with full condition. That's good. Enemy teams, they will swing around this corner with the cart to try and push. Enemy backlines will walk underneath you here, and you can block them by yourself. You play up here, a Tracer comes and duels you. Maybe it's a different story. Maybe you feel a bit more pressure to act. But until people come and poke you out of these angles, you should take them and use them for free every single time.
At this point, after I saw June ult come out, I kind of just like gave up. I just pressed buttons.
Yeah, I think
it was over.
Yeah, like watching those last, you know, basically 2 minutes. There hasn't been a cohesive team fight to go through in any of it. So look at all these defeats in Platinum. Holy fuck! Actual fucking.
Remember when you were in contenders?
Yeah, multiple times.
Yeah, ego.
Yeah, it's not ego. It's just stating the facts. I swear I clicked Oasis and then I wound up on Numbani. What's that about? All right, let's go.
Ready for.
All right, show me your horse.
Ready for battle.
No, it's Decay.
3, 2, 1.
You've got a Juno called Big Brain. Not happy about that.
Yeah, you're gonna. I got very upset with my Baptiste this game.
You should try taking top. If you're gonna roll out somewhere, you should roll out this side. Always. This side's better than the other side.
Okay.
Because this side is high ground. So just general rule for your Koth rollouts, come here. This has high ground. So it's not like this is the end of the world. It's not like this is total horsecock dog shit, but like it's just better here. And it's like you're Orisa too. So it's like you come up here, the enemy tank comes up here, you just throw a spear at them and they fall off the map, you know? Like it's just a really good side of the map to be on for your hero. You don't have to stay up there, but you just have unlimited choice from up there. You know, you can drop down here to the point, you can cut across and catch people, you can go all the way around and catch people, you can environmental people, you just get more choice when you take top.
Pro-choice Unter.
You know me.
Famously pro-choice.
Famously pro-choice rather than pro-life.
Oh yeah, my spears are dirty. That's like the
That's the
just
upshot of your Orisa?
Yeah.
Okay. I think the timing with which you pushed out was a little bit suspect. It appears it's going to work anyway, but you'll see that the timing with which you pushed onto their tank is like... So you're peeking a lot in main, but the timing... I guess the timing is okay because there's a speed ring down and their hog is kind of pushed up. But usually like the best timing to like push up and do something is when the unlock actually occurs because you can start filling the circle. But I guess you're not pushing onto point, you're pushing onto their road hogs. This is fine. This is all good. It's just it's good to push onto the point and start using your cooldowns when the unlock occurs because then you actually cap the point, right? Like you would have filled that reticule to about third just by pushing across at the same time. But obviously it's your push was contextual of where their road hog is, so it can happen. And then there's Zenyatta's pushed on like a psychopath and killed himself, so that's cool. That's
the average Masters Zenyatta player.
Yeah, ambitious, but I like it.
Oh, this was not my best play.
I feel as if this was pretty reasonable, to be honest. Everything you've done up until this point.
No, my mechanics, my aim was shit.
Yeah, I mean, we don't need to read too much into the aiming component, though. You know, like aim is just it's whatever. If you missed a shot, it can happen. But I think like the way that you played your cooldowns is totally fine here, right? Like you spun, you used your fort like to get a kill. Like you spun them into a corner. Maybe you should have been like looking for like somewhere to rest at somewhere in this, because it's like here, you know, you pushed, you popped your fort, you popped your next spin. It's like, you know, you kind of want to be like you kind of want to be hiding in a corner right now, you know? Like when you finish this spin, you kind of want to be back in your team, not dead. Like the fact that you're still fighting out in the open, like you're trying to like block this Cassidy from coming inside. It's like you're 200 HP with no cooldowns right now. Like you're exceptionally close to being dead. You're half a second away from being dead if their Cassidy shoots his gun properly and their Roadhog hits you with one proper shot. So like at the end of this burst, it's quite important that that burst ends with you in safety. But instead it ended with you like continually pushing the Cass into the corner. And safety was literally just like, this is safety, right? Like one step to the right on the mini health pack, that is safety. Because if their Cass wants to come in and shoot you, like you can kill him still. Like you know, you're gonna have another spear. He's pushing into a room on low HP, but you stayed out in the open, and that's the risk. So you got to be really aware of like, you know, you're probably gonna go like spin, fort, spin. When you're at the end of that second spin, you need to really be thinking like, I'm not just trying to trap an enemy in the corner right here. I'm trying to get myself in cover. If I'm not in cover at the end of this, I'm in trouble. Because you definitely could have been dead. You're playing against Zen Cass Hog. Many risks, many threats. Here it's sort of just continued chilling from the looks of it. There's really nothing happening at all. Fucking hell.
Yeah, I told you.
It's like every spear. Every spear. Now you've got ult, so like you've got room to do something a little more aggressive. Like you could push and you could, I mean, I guess they have tranks, so it's kind of hard to get
Yeah,
too
I didn't want to
aggro.
push into the... I knew the Zen was there. I didn't want to push into the fucking Zen cast.
Yeah. What you're doing right now is working. Always worth considering that it's like if you want to go for your ult, it can be really helpful to like, you know, either you want to push and ult here, like go really deep, or you want to pull them in, you know, like play at the next block back of cover and pull them into these positions. Because like if you make them come further forward, you make them come into like these kind of danger zones, it can be a little easier to get your ult off. But you're playing like really far forward, and if you're going to play really far forward, you want to be like willing to use the ult, you know what I mean? If you're holding the furthest forward choke, basically, which is what you're doing, you should be willing to like keep going and use the ult. Otherwise, you can play further back, play a little safer, and pull them in. Because once you pull them in, then again, it becomes easier to get your ult off. Just a little dangerous where you're playing up here. You're running the chance that their hog pushes in on the other side and just takes it for free. Whereas if you play like the next block back, you play a little further back, then like you can always, you can mark whatever side the hog goes to. He comes left, you match him. You just play here. He comes right, you match him. He comes left, you match him. But if you're holding the far right choke, then you can't match him. He can walk wherever he wants. And then I think like you wind up just having to use your ult for basically nothing to try and, I think you're trying to dodge a hook. I don't know if I'm delusional. I think you tried to dodge a hook with your ult. Because you see you're
I
like,
just need to keep backing here.
yeah, well, you're just like out in the open with no cooldowns again. You know, like this is the same sort of situation where it's like you've done your big cycle, but you're playing a very aggro position. You're like in this forward choke. So this is where it's like, you know, you had your spin, fort, spin. This spin right now, you should be spinning back to point. You shouldn't be spinning into their Zenyatta. You should be spinning back to safety. You should be spinning back to cover. But instead you're spinning deeper. So this is like, it's okay to do this if you want to use your ult. You know what I mean? But why would you want to use your ult right now? You're already 5v4. You already have the advantage. There's nothing about this situation that says, please keep pushing and use ult. Like this is a situation where it's a 5v4. You can spin back to your team and the enemy team has to take all the risk to win the game. But you're just spinning further forward. And that's probably not great. You force the trank, that's all good. Run back to your team, run back to your team, run back to your team. Instead you have this, which is just crap. Like just not a good ult. It killed their Genji somehow, but like that's, I don't know, this guy fucking walked back into it. Like how is he dead to this?
I think I caught his dash. Nope, he just used dash right before.
Yeah, he's strafing to the right. Like he could have been out of this, and instead he's staying in it. Like this guy's just an idiot. Like look at this guy from the top down. Like he's like he can get out of it.
Annie?
Yeah, for sure. Like he's this fucking close to getting out of it, and instead he decides he wants to start holding D.
Oh yeah, what?
Yeah, like he so could have got out of it. Like you're not getting the damage boost from the Ray yet. Like you can't kill someone through trank like with no counterplay at all. You know what I mean? Like I think the most damage you can get is like maybe like 200 or something like that. But he had a trank up. Like there's absolutely no way. There's absolutely no way.
Risol can 100% one shot squishies. because it goes up to 500% now.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if he's not getting slowed by something else, you know, like,
Oh yeah.
it's not gonna get that one shot, even if you don't have cooldowns. Like, heroes like Ana will die in it a lot because they have no, like, you know, they have no dash cooldown, right? But they're gonna take damage from other shit too. And because he was in a trank, like, I don't think the Terror Surge alone will do enough burst to make that happen. This guy's an idiot, for sure. This guy's a fucking idiot. You did get damage boosted from the Surge though, so maybe that's why. Anyway, like, you shouldn't get too distracted from the point. It's just that, like, you know,
I fed here. I fed.
it looks like it. It looks like it. Okay, very good, because that was the same point. I think what you need to master is just that mental map of, you know, this hero. The cycle is spin, forward, spin, and at that second spin, your turn is over. You know, the damage is done past that second spin, because when you've done that, every time I've seen you finish your spin, forward, spin cycle, you're still trying to do something aggro, and you're always gambling with your life. It's okay to spin, forward, spin, ult, because then you have like this unlimited turn, right? Like, you spin, you fort, you spin, you ult, you have another fort and another spin to play with. So you can do so much. You can have like a really, really long turn. But in the first fight, when you did it over here, spin, fort, spin, and then you're just being greedy as fuck with no cooldowns. Here, spin, fort, and then you push it again, and just more greed, dead. So that's like the number one thing that you could be working on in this hero, is you literally just need to be more engaged with that cooldown cycle and thinking like, I need to find my way into cover at the end of that second spin, because it's not working out. So we'll chill, we'll see what comes next. They have blades, you have nothing. You can come and poke. Well traded, I suppose. This is good, like, you use your spin to like take a bunch of space on the point, like you spun up to this close corner, and then you still have your options, like you have your fort, so you can keep pushing or you can keep maintaining, and then if you get in trouble, you can fall back in here, or you can fall back in here, or you can fall back over here if you're really fortunate. But yeah, I think the start of the fight was totally fine, and it looks like you're just gonna magic flip the cap. So I don't know, well played, I suppose.
I remember this. I can shove this guy in a locker and they can't touch.
That's good. You're gonna lose that shit too. This is
yeah, 100%.
This is so unbelievably lost. I guess we can talk about like what could have been done from like a macro standpoint here. Here you're like 85% to a BAP window, and if you're 85% to a BAP window, you could have stayed main and farmed. Like, you don't com, so it's a little difficult to figure this stuff out sometimes. Like, these are plays that you can definitely utilize if you talk to your teammates.
I com a lot.
Yeah, well, okay, well then in scrims, like, you're in this situation, you press tab, you look at the ults, you're 85% to a window. You should stand here and charge up the window first off, and then you do this same thing, but you do it with a window as well, right? So you start touching the point with a window, and you push up to their side of the map with a window, because then the enemy team is actually forced to C9, right? Like, they come into your line of sight, and they're gonna die because they're peeking into a window. But here, you get the cap because the enemy team is bad, right? Like, it's a ranked game and there's no coordination. But there's room for making this like a guaranteed cap, right? Where you charge up your window first before you use your cooldowns on the point. And then when you do use your cooldowns on the point, it's comboed with an ult. And then you're guaranteed the cap. Or at least you're guaranteed a much better situation where it's more punishing for the enemy team to peek you. So that's definitely something that you could consider, and you could try and like, roll into gameplay more broadly. Because here, like, you won, but like you won because the enemy team is shit, not because this is like some genius play. Like, you walked onto the point and they didn't touch. But you can do a lot more to enable that. And then yeah, you stuff this kid in the locker and he died, so it's cool. Many such cases, I believe.
Yeah, I'm as you could tell, I'm a very masculine man who is
totally,
very dominant towards other men.
Yeah, no, schoolyard bully type. Like, Stranger Things guy with the mullet, you know? Is his name Billy?
The hot one?
Yeah, the hot one. He's like a lifeguard in one of the seasons, I think.
Yeah. Oh, that one? Because there's two guys with mullets. It's a show set in the 80s.
Yeah, true. I don't know. He's someone's brother.
Is he the one that turns into a rat, or it turns into like the rats?
Yeah.
Oh, that guy? I don't remember his name. I just remember him being hot.
Yeah, I can't remember the finer details. Okay, so here, you kind of stopped for no reason and like gave up the initial positioning. Like your team is stuffed into a locker because you didn't walk and they did. Like you and their Orisa got to these positions at the same time, but because you stopped here and took your time, then their Orisa gets to walk out and you do not. Inherently, there's nothing wrong with like playing slow and having a little bit of a assess of the situation before coming out. But because you use your spin inside here for like literally nothing, you have no way to clear the space and to get outside. I think this spin is the real problem because you're literally spinning nothing, right? Like spin is good to close space and to get through gaps in the open that are like dangerous, right? There's no danger in here. You are perfectly safe. So you just use your spin for nothing. Like using your cooldowns for no fucking reason, a little bit of a common theme. You know, I watch it on Winston, like all the bubbles could do with some work, and then here again, like this is an absolute waste of a spin, and that waste of a spin means that for the next 8 seconds you can't push out top.
Yeah, I think I'm just very indecisive with what I want to do. Because like role swapping,
Yeah,
I don't really know how to like command the team.
yeah. Well, I mean, you'll get more of a feeling for it the more you play, right?
Yeah.
Like you'll get an understanding of how this stuff works, but you need to always think about like the value of your skills. Like
Yeah.
your skills win you the game. Your skills dictate the pace of the fights. It's the same on every character, you know. Characters that don't have skills get pushed. Characters that get value from their skills, you know, they win fights. So
Like the spy class.
it's a MOBA. We're playing a MOBA right now. Alright, Zen's just been taken from you.
I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure my Zen and Bap got magic picked like 4 times
Yeah,
at this point.
you could try retaking from main because you have a Zen and the angles are more open for your Zen, but I don't think that this is a very good Bap Zen map, you know? Like both teams appear to have a Zen, so it is what it is. But yeah, like if you came out in the open towards main and tried to stage your retake from main, your Zen would have a better angle, but you're never going to be able to clear top. So like easier for your Zen, harder for you. I think not ultimately that important. Here looks like you're trying to close a gap. Okay, you did your job. You have another spin. You have a mega health pack. Actually, you've kind of done a lot right now. You're spinning up. Again, this is one of those spins. This is one of those spins where it's like a guaranteed no value moment. It can be really tempting to use it because it's up, right? But the truth is, if you use your spin when your fort is on 8 seconds, you've got to be really confident that you're going to get some value, right? You're spinning nothing, and you can't follow it up with your fort. So like you clearly don't want to put yourself in an aggressive position right now because you're so far away from your fort. You'd probably be better waiting a couple of seconds. Like this pick is going to last a while. You are going to be in a 5 versus 4 for a while. So there's nothing wrong with slowing down the game, properly regaining your cooldowns, and then going. So like if you waited another 4 seconds, so you had 4 seconds cooldown left on the fort, and then you pushed up with your spin. Then you close this gap with your spin. You do some damage, you use the fort right after, like when you actually need it, that would be way better. But you've made the same mistake of like pushing into the open with the spin for basically nothing. Like basically as useless of a spin as the one that you used in here. And now you have 8 seconds of downtime. And now, like your cooldowns are back, you can go do something aggressive. There's a Zen on your head right now, so you should definitely be wandering onto this guy's head and killing him. You're going for like the fight with them, but like if you have both cooldowns and you're this close to a Zenyatta, you should go and eat him alive. It appears that he likes to play it fast and loose with his life, and he also became briefly translucent or something because your spear just went straight through him. But yeah, I think the overall point,
sometimes.
Yeah, overall point here is
because I play
you go.
I play on because I'm pretty far from the closest servers, so I'm usually on like 70 to 90 ping.
Ah, yeah. So you get a lot of misses.
So a lot of the time my spears just sort of phase through people.
It can happen. It can happen. But yeah, I think just the general thing to note here is that like just because you have a cooldown available doesn't mean that you need to be matching it, right? And you need to be thinking about what's going to come after that cooldown. Like if you're spinning across a gap, but then you have nothing to you know, actually use when you get to your destination, that could be a problem too. So like if you're 8 seconds away from fort, you have a spin, there's nothing wrong with resting for 4 seconds so that then the timings actually work out a little better and you can have a proper push. Because then a spin into a fort, into another spin, into an ult, and then suddenly you've been doing something for like 20 seconds, 25 seconds of uptime. But if you misplay it and you wind up having to do nothing for a few seconds, that makes all the difference. Heroes like this are all about uptime, just like constantly doing something, constantly like shooting your gun and then having a really, really long turn where you're juggling your cooldowns. And it feels like you're always just being a nuisance. But you're not always going to be a nuisance if you spin in the open for nothing. And then you never close any gaps. You have to de-peek again and again. So yeah. There's nothing great happening here. Now you've used both your cooldowns, so good luck. You're dead. You use both your cooldowns, so it can happen. You come in on the flank here and just magic pick their honor. That's a nice start. You've gamed your cooldowns just fine too. So yeah, another rogue free retake. I don't know what to say about this one. It worked.
Yeah, I gotta get scrim codes next time.
Yeah,
this is some slop that I've provided.
I mean, it's like it's just ranked. That's just how it
It's a good
goes.
review for myself.
I mean, there's always like, you can literally always watch your gameplay, like whether it's a ranked code or a scrim code or whatever. I mean, you can always see people's habits, you know, by watching them play. I mean, sometimes you'll get like different types of advice. Like if it's a scrim code, I'll talk more about like the general situation and like your team's ults and how you can play with your team. But like ranked is all about being selfish. Ranked is all about getting max value for you as an individual and engaging with the team less than you might in like a team play setting. So for you, like, you know, when I watch the Orisa, the biggest thing that I see is that, you know, you're just missing those points for like the juggling between your fort and your spin. I think your use of cover is like okay, you know, like you actually hold reasonable blocks of cover. You come back into cover usually, but you know, sometimes there's the issues like on uni where you just hold that forward position forever and you're never kiting back. Like it's really rare that I'm seeing you use your spin to come backwards to your team. You know, you're never like spinning out and then coming back to the back block. That never happens. You're just in forever. And then if you win, you win. If you lose, you lose.
I just feel like God on Orisa. Like I just can't die.
She's
I die.
very strong hero. It's a very, very, very strong hero. Type of hero to make you feel like God, to be fair.
I think here I just got fucking annoyed that my Tracer couldn't kill her.
I mean,
So
you did okay here. You see the consequence of you doing this is that you've flipped the cap and you've had to trank as well though. Like there's one thing where it's like, you know, it's always good to like chase out the enemy DPS and get your kill, but same time, like you gave up way too much space in doing this. You got the kill even like it's just
yeah, I can just leave it after the spear because then she's used.
It's like you got to recall out. She's not going to push in and kill someone, right? Like she recalled. She's not going to push in and kill someone. Come back to main. Get ready to use your ult. Get ready to do something valuable, right? You still have your ult and an overclock, so like you can hold forward. You can use some cooldowns. You can stop them from capping the point, and then you can get a Terror Surge off. But because you ran back onto the flank, there you go. Like you hit the spear. You have double cooldown. Come back to main. Get ready for your next turn. Instead, you're spinning in here. There's 1, 2 people, 1, 2, 3 people pushing into this place. They're just going to get a free flip. So, for sure, like, got to be mindful of the fact that, like, even if you're chasing someone out and getting a kill, it's not necessarily always a good thing.
Did we just lamp while we had Transo?
Probably. That sounds like something that would happen in this game. Now, you know, you've got an opportunity for your ult.
Yeah,
like, oh, okay.
Imagine if we had lamp.
Imagine if you had lamp. Also, imagine if you used it during the trank. So, yeah, like if you used it a little earlier during the trank, then you could have killed the Ana, but like, you know, you waited until the Zen was out too, and then the Zen just kills you. Like Zen, you know, getting your ult off into Zen is actually really difficult because the Discord fucking shreds you and Zen's damage is really, really high. So like nothing wrong with using it inside the Surge, for what it's worth. And then yeah, I mean you're back on Doomfist. I don't think there's much to review for that. I might have to end it here because I think we might be a little over time, and I have to like write up notes for you for what I've done so far before I start my next thing, because my next thing is in like 15 minutes. So I don't.
Yeah, next one is just monkey, I think. So
Yeah, I
it's
mean-
much the same.
Is it? I'll see if I can find anything remotely interesting. It's like monkey and a ram, Zen. There's Zen's alone on the high ground. He's got a soldier. You could jump him and bubble him and probably kill him before the soldier comes and gets you.
I'm not jumping into Anazen with
Yeah.
with no bubble.
No, I mean you did your job, right? Like you forced a bunch of people back. This jump,
I misclicked.
slim down your fingers, I guess. Like that's the feedback.
I'm 160 pounds now.
This restrain your fingers. I'm not sure what the feedback is, but either way.
I think I need new ones.
Okay, replace your fingers. Okay.
I think TVNT stole all the slots though.
TVNT, he's got no hands at all. This bubble, this is the bubble of someone that wants to lose the game. This is one of those bubbles, you know. Again, you're blocking 0 players, you're 1v1ing their tank. If you have to use your cooldowns to just 1v1 their tank, you're not going to get any value on Winston. Winston is not a good hero to 1v1 tanks on. One of the weakest 1v1ing tanks, but he's one of the best 1v1ing versus squishies versus supports, you know? If this guy is over here and you're able to jump to their backline and throw a bubble down that blocks 1, 2, 3 players, or maybe even just 1, 2 players, you waste a little bit of time inside your bubble, you back jump back to your team, you've applied value, you've applied pressure, you've done your job, right? But if you do this, you're just begging to lose the game. You're begging to lose the game because you're never going to get your push turn. You're never going to get your opportunity to go. Your bubble is your only opportunity to go. And if you have to use that bubble 1v1 in their tank, then good fucking luck going anywhere at any point. All right, I'll put a pin in
Pretty
it,
sure
but
I
just
was,
want to see if you won.
I think I was batting out over the thing where you can't punch through shields. I was just like, I was having a
wanted to,
nerd
like,
explosion.
You wanted to like make the most of that. Actually, let's
Yeah, I was
see
just
why you
testing it
bubbled.
out.
Let's see why you bubbled. You didn't have bubble for your primal turn, so let's see what you bubbled for.
Ah,
I mean,
yeah.
you know, the bubble here, it's like it's a blind jump, right? Like you jumped up onto their diva. Like the one place you don't want to jump on Winston, they're on a diva now. The one place you don't want to jump is wherever the fuck their diva is. If their diva is somewhere, then don't jump there. Jump away from where their diva is, you know? And you blind jumped onto their diva. So congratulations, you had to use your cooldowns. The fact that their diva dropped off the high ground is just an indication that their diva is a fucking idiot, because she could just, without even using her shift, she can just solo kill you. You know, like you jump onto a diva, she'll just press E and press left click and you die. So you lose that matchup really hard. You jumped onto a diva, you lost. All right, I'll stop it there. And